This mobilization is going to be for ankle mobility, specifically for ankle dorsiflexion, which is just the ability for the knee to travel further across the toes. Okay, so what we typically recommend is people to take off their trainers when doing this mobilization, and we're going to have the band fairly low down to the floor. We're going to still have it nice and tight from this position. Now, I do also recommend to have an elevated surface to use for this mobilization, but if worse comes to worse, you can always, I'll show in a second, just use your other foot to push down a little bit on the band. Okay, so what Nearest is going to do, he's going to pop his foot through the band. Okay, so we're going to have it all the way down at the bottom here. First, we're just going to get a little bit of tension on the band because it's super loose from here. And we're going to then try to lift the foot up onto the box. Now, sometimes what I'll tell people to do is almost get a swing in the leg to use more momentum to help you get up on the box a bit easier rather than to fight against the tension of the band. So from this position, we've got the band really low down. So we're going to see that pointy bit of the heel bone that sticks out on the sides. We want the band to be positioned actually quite lower than that. So it's more like the band is 50-50 up at the top part of the ankle here and actually more on the foot. And then we want to make sure the foot is completely stable. So we're not having the heel come up off the floor, the toes aren't coming up. We're squeezing the muscles in the feet. And then from this position, back foot is kind of a preference, whatever helps you sink into this a little bit further. Now we're going to lean forward and then try to drive the knee directly over the second and third toe. And then we're going to hold this position for around 5 seconds. Now notice how Nearest is very good at this. He's keeping his heel firm on the floor and he's gone quite a bit further over the toes. All right, so we should feel a lot of tension around the back of the heel and the ankle here, and you're going to feel some tension around the front of the foot from the band as well. It is normal as well because we're bending the knee to feel some tension around the knee, maybe a little bit on the quads as well, and of course in the rest of the foot because we're trying to tense up the foot to keep the foot stable and not let it rock around or anything. So, and from here, if you've got good mobility, a lot of range of motion, we can sometimes use that other arm to push down on the quad, not on the knee, to help sink in a little bit further. So you can sometimes even use a weight for this as well. So we can sometimes hold onto, a bit of a heavy one, a weight, but we've got it positioned on the quadricep, not directly on the knee. So this way, it's almost like the kettlebell is doing the pushing part of this stretch for you, and you don't need to focus so much on actually pushing yourself. Okay, and then when we're done, we're gonna just 5 seconds, remember all that big slow breath in and out. We're then gonna shift backwards. We're not done, but we're trying to then reposition the knee in line with the heel, and then we're gonna move back into that position. So it's not holding it and then we're done. Hold it for 5 seconds, that's 1 rep. We come back into the position and then hold it again. And then we're done. When you're finished from this position, first we'll just put the kettlebell down and then very slowly come backwards to reduce that tension on the band and then pop your foot out.